Hey, shout out to everybody out there. Bucs Nation, we did it. We got one more game left. Green Bay Packers be coming. And let's go. This is what we wanted. We in here. Let's go.
Talking about this matchup, I couldn't wait to get here, and I can't wait to watch this game unfold.
Round 3, why not?
I'm still bullish on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I really am.
They knocked us down.
And tonight is, I don't want to say it's the worst, but it's pretty bad.
But we ain't been knocked out yet. So how we're gonna respond? Let's set up, because we taking this fight the distance.
Highly anticipated. It's NFL royalty that we get a chance to watch.
Every man out here got a pivotal role in this game right here. You focus on your job, you dominate.
We at the chair on the floor to the beat, yeah, they playing your song.
Brady's going to keep take it in for the touchdown. Here's
Do you hear that sound? That's the sound of them belly boys in the cut, in the ride. Tell them boys get live. Yeah, we coming through. Everybody better move.
See, it's about a mindset.
Give me all you got, man. This bigger than the playoffs. We need to set a standard. We work first. Always. We strike first.
I was saying, see that dude, man. I said, all right.
Man, we at the trail on the floor to the beat, yeah, they playing your song. Rocking all night up the road.
The ball was out and Tampa Bay has it.
We got the trail on the floor to the beat, yeah, they playing your song.
Lay it all out there on the line. Tampa Bay, let's get live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sports Talk 49 live on BucsReport.com every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. I'm your host, Blake Anthony, and this is my show. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Victory Monday. You know how that is. Victory Monday. Talking about the Bucs versus Saints recap round 3. Hear from Devin White's interview. And, of course, the return, not return of the Mac, but return of Big Vita Vea. All that. We'll try to take your calls today. I know you guys want to talk about it. You're excited. I got wide receiver from the Jets, Vyncint Smith, talking about the changes, the coaching changes and everything out there in New York. But with all that's all later on, right here on Sports Talk 49, live on BucsReport.com. So sit back, relax, and let's get through this intro.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes. The biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now. We can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
What the man you a fight for? Just everything you got today. Not because of the scoreboard. But because when this game ends, you'll have a brother to call for life. Knowing you gave everything you had. And I'm going to make the play or I'm going to watch the play be made. It's simple. Fight your fight. It's our fight to fight.
Fight your fight. They fought their fight Sunday against their rival New Orleans Saints. Sent Breeze home packing, possibly the last game he'll ever play in the Saints uniform. And the Mercedes Superdome that the Bucs couldn't win in this year, already going 0-2, but they did not go 0-3. And unfortunate for the Bucs, they move on to face a team they already beat earlier in the season, the Green Bay Packers in the frozen tundra in the Green Bay. So it's going to be interesting to see. I know you guys are all excited. It's Victory Monday. I'm trying not to lose my voice again. I already about lost it yesterday with all the excitement going on. But you know how we do on Mondays. If it's a victory, you know you gotta do your. So if you're watching right now and there's nobody around, or if there is somebody around, do your Victory Monday dance. Nah, shebang, yeah, come on, I'll lead you along. The drought is over.
Tampa Bay, better bring your A. Home of the Bucs, 2 cannon, bang, bang. Home of the Bucs.
Victory Monday dance. I love that video every time. That guy was just super excited. Victory Monday. Let me check out these comments. Fabian, what's going on? Nate Garcia, what's up? Yep, Vea. Yep, really, the return of Vea. Nate, okay, you guys are talking about what they're talking about. Yeah, awesome, Fabian. Duran Duval, who's that? They think they're going to beat them Bucks. Obviously, it won the Saints. What's up, Blake? It's going to be a great week. Yes, it is. Vea returning to work out Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. Of course, you got to go through COVID protocols and all that red tape stuff. But I kind of predicted this around that time because I did some studies on that type of injuries and seeing how long it would take. I originally predicted wild card. I originally predicted around wild card. So so this is about right. So I guess they waited 2 weeks, I guess, to see if he could really run on it, because of course he's already been exercising things on it, and they wanted to see where he was at. So clearly enough, he looks like his ankle is good enough to come out and practice and run on it, and I guess run through some drills and stuff like that's really going to be it, because he's such an anchor on that defensive line, both in run stopping and pass rushing ability. Vea is going to be a great addition to this defensive line that desperately needed his veteran, I guess you can say that now, his veteran presence on that line, being how he was such a success last year. So him coming back is huge, and it already gives such a momentum boost to this team coming back from what at that point against Chicago, after losing that Thursday night game, it looked all doom and gloom. Tom Brady not remembering the fourth down, and it was just so much going on at that particular time for the Buccaneers. You were trying to find your identity. You were trying to find your way. So it's really great to see him come back and actually be a part of the success this season. I know he's been there supporting his teammates and everything, but now you get to actually physically support them instead of mentally and spiritually supporting them. He gets to actually come out and put a show on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him come back, seeing his smile that lights up the room and hearing his voice, because he's been missed on this team, and they desperately need him at a time where these guys have been battling weeks after weeks with extra games. So it's going to be great to see. Sue is dancing in the streets right now. I hope not. Nobody wants to see Sue dancing. Gary Buff, I wonder how Vea's strength is. He can still work out, your upper body workout and everything, but he can't really push off of his bottom legs. Of course, of his ankle, you don't want to injure that until you're ready to work out. Double V is able to play this week. I like that. Double V is able to play this weekend. That's going to be awesome. I love how he pushes the pocket. Yep, it's going to be neat, especially this week coming up against Aaron Rodgers. What's up, Blake? Gary Buff, never a doubt. What's going on, Frank? Yep. Victory Monday, let's go. That's right, Leroy from Twitter. Ben, of course, let's go. Yep, you know it. And, I would be yelling and screaming right now, but my voice is literally so scratchy right now from yesterday. So I know you guys are so excited. It's been so long. It's just how everything is gone this season has been literally, I think you guys will agree with me, roller coaster. I think a roller coaster is the perfect explanation of what's happened this season. Perfect explanation of what's happened this season. With the beginning of the season, losing to the Saints, winning your first game against the Panthers, and then going on a little injuries came up, lost 3 out of 4 in the 1 month, and everything didn't look good. All the walls seemed to be falling around this Tampa Bay team, but yet in the face of adversity, they found a way to find themselves back into the light. They crawled themselves out of hell 1 inch at a time, fighting their fight. Not fighting with fight that somebody else wanted to fight. They fought the fight that they knew that they should fight, fought it the way that they needed to, believed in their coaching staff, from OC to DC, everybody contributing the way they need to. It's just been so special to see this happen. And then the Super Bowl here in Tampa Bay really has the opportunity now to be the first team to play in their stadium in a Super Bowl, and it's only 1 game away. It went from a dream to a reality. It's a reality now, and they've made it that way. You've made it that way, supporting this team, being here on Bucks Report, Sports Talk 49, the Sports Web, all these great shows supporting the team and supporting us. You guys have been through this entire travel right along with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So don't sell yourself short on feeling good today and having expectations going on from this game and going forward, because you sat around all year for the ride when everybody told you had nothing to be excited for, when everybody told you were playing 7-9 teams and everybody trying to chip away at what you felt with your happiness. So you enjoy, you guys sat around all these years spending your money on season tickets and everything. You guys earned this. So don't let nobody take that away from you, and you enjoy it and keep supporting your team. And while I'm supporting it, let me support these comments. Leroy and Tom we trust. He said it'll take time. And 30 points the last 5-6 games. Yeah, I know. It was like 40 points he was throwing up there. The secondary surprised me yesterday. You'd be surprised what people do when your back's against the wall. It's either one or two things. You cower or you fight. Fight your fight. Jason Depot. Jameis was a roller coaster. This was more like a bumpy ride. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because you would have a hit or miss with Jameis, and then Jameis throwing a touchdown pass in this game on a play that we thought was busted from a legal man downfield, which later got overturned by the refs and said it was legal play. Go figure, right? In the playoff game, there's always something controversial, right? If he gets clears to play, I ain't worried about his strength. The guy seems to be through a ton of rehab, and that SHIT is no joke. Go Bucks all day long, Teresa. And we're a lot better team too. Absolutely. James Depot. This is a whole different Packers team than last time. If you stop their run and make them one-dimensional, it's going to help out a lot, because their new head coach really wants to be a power running team along accompanied with passing. But the Bucs did a great job in stopping the run last time and forced them to be one-dimensional and let the pass rush get there. I will do some more research and stuff like that and see what their injuries are looking like coming into that game. See what the pass rush can get, especially interior and exterior. I know they're missing their starting right tackle. He's out for the year. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of matchups are going to come out of that Packer game up there in Lambeau Field. Yep. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let's go from Fresno, California. Also, yep, awesome. And I'll have my perspective of Devin White. Look forward to seeing that. If you're not following me, follow me on social media, Blake Anthony 49, so you don't miss any of my tape breakdowns of the games and things like that. Because you miss a lot of things like in the game, and I try to give it to you guys from the coach's tape and break some things down, so you guys got a better understanding of what's happening. So I got it almost ready. The breakdown of Devin White. His great game, his game-sealing interception, and you guys look forward to seeing that. Virgin Go Bucks from Mexico. Viva la Mexico. No problem with that. Will Villa be ready? They wouldn't have activated him eating a roster spot if they truly had doubt. I agree. I think he will be ready, Musador. I think just like Johnny Dean said, going through those protocols is really tough, and you have to simulate the best you can coming into a live bullet situation than just hitting pillows and things like that. That's the softest thing I can think of. Excuse my metaphor. You have to get ready to see if the ankle can truly hold up. D White is on. You know what? You guys keep talking about Devin White. Damn it, let me just bring him on here. Devin, you got this.
Hey, it's all a team effort. I think the number one thing is, Ty Boyd said we're going to be feisty. We're going to challenge those guys, and, he going to take us over them. And I said the same thing. I said, man, I'm going to take my guys over their guys, man, because I know one thing. We might be young, but we can get after, when we got our mindset to it. I mean, everybody's seen it. Where is the Tampa Bay defense from the Green Bay game? And we was really feisty with them. We was really challenging them at the line of scrimmage, and we was really getting after the quarterback, and I think we had that same mentality. Man, we just felt like Breeze couldn't we kept feeling like we was taking his guys off, taking him off the spot, the spots that he wanted to go to by pressing at the line of scrimmages, throwing the timing off. That's basically it. It wasn't nothing Breeze did. It was everything our defense did. I mean, the only thing was, number one thing about this game was my team got the victory. Everything that happened in the game, that was just God will, just me playing within the system, all us playing together, all us being on the same page, all us believing in one another. I mean, everything happened, man. We did that together. It ain't no individual credit for me, and I'm just thankful. The only thing was come down here, round 3, knock them out, man. Our whole mindset with this weekend was they won the first 2 rounds. We got to win round 3, and that's what we did.
Can you take us through those 2 takeaways that you got there in the second half?
I was in a certain defense, and I had the tight end or the running back up the seam. I pushed the running back towards my safety, single high. I seen Winfield. He kind of got beat inside, but I seen him punching at the ball. But I was going in for the big hit because the tight end caught the ball, and Winfield got it out, popped right into my hands, and it was time to get busy. Turned into the running back. And on my interception, we was in a certain defense, and I knew he was going to try to get the ball to Alvin Kamara. My coach already told me that it's going to be a heavy dose of Alvin Kamara because he's the really only playmaker right now. So I just knew wherever he was, that's where I was going to be. I was going to make a play. And, I just want to shout out to God for allowing me to make that play, allowing me to overcome the COVID stuff. And I'm just happy to be back with my squad.
One fuel another like that.
Man, the thing of the game is if you take the ball away more than you give it away, you win the game. And all we want to do is win the game. We knew that was going to have to come with it, and we was up for the challenge. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, everybody energy feed off another. So when Sean got a pick, it's like, who's going to get the next pick? Like, you just got to keep it going. It's a momentum thing. It's a mindset. And that's one thing about our guys in the back end, man. They got talked about. They stepped up to the plate. They got talked about, and now they stepping back up to the plate. It's just now it's the playoffs. They know everything online. You had guys out there playing through injuries and everything, and everybody put it on the line. That's why I love playing with these guys. I mean, at the end of the day, the job's still not finished yet. It was never about, finishing or just beating the Saints. It's always about getting to the bigger goal. And, man, Tom preached that, and Tom is a winner. And I'm glad, to be playing under his leadership. But, man, I respect Drew. I'm from Louisiana. I went to LSU. I watched the Saints growing up. I talked to Drew after the game, man, and I don't know what he's going to do with his career. But if he's going to end it after the night, he had a hell of a career. And I just want to say, man, I'm just blessed and honored to be able to watch him growing up and to be able to take the same field as him. But, even though I'm from Louisiana, it's forever go Bucks. We had to look ourselves in the mirror, and, we just had to challenge ourselves on who we wanted to be. Everybody always asks what was our identity. And, we didn't have an answer. But Coach B.A., he had an answer. He said, we're going to find a way to win the game. And that was the best thing that I ever heard, because I even was on Good Morning Football, and they asked me the same thing. And I didn't really know. I said we was going to figure it out. But when he said that, it kind of clicked. And in this league, the only thing that matters is winning. So with him saying that, man, I think that did it for everybody. But at the end of the day, man, this a hard league. I went from not being in the playoffs last year to going to the NFC Championship. What a difference a year makes. So you just got to be bought in, man. You got to believe in the guys that's upstairs that's, putting you in a position. And like I tell them guys every day, it was so hard through COVID because I enjoy going to work. This is what I do. Like, man, this is what I always wanted to be growing up, an NFL football player. And now that I got it, I'm not finna take it for granted. And once everybody, if everybody had that mindset, man, the sky's the limit for anybody because, man, this game is not all about talent because there's a lot of guys that ain't the most talented guys in there, but you just got to have that will in that heart.
Devin White says it best. Devin White plus Vita Vea back. It's a beautiful thing. And a victory Monday morning. This is Sports Talk49 live on Bucs Report every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. I'm your host, Blake Anthony. This is my show. Did Cameron Jordan and Michael Thomas play? Can't guard Mike? Speaking of that, I said I think Carlton Davis trolled him a little bit. You guys want to check out the tweet of the week? Tweet of the week. C Murder. He changed his low-key Carlton. He needs to really change it because he is not low-key. Carlton Davis has Michael Thomas in his back pocket. 0 receptions through 55 minutes. I would say owned. What do you guys think? I'll definitely say he was owned. I'll try to take some phone calls from you guys too. Slant man. Yep, Slant Boy. You saw what he said, Slant Boy. My next jersey is going to be Get Live 45. There is nothing wrong with that. Get it while it's hot. They're both going hard for the number 1 spot, but to be a better team, glad we got Fournette to help elevate this run. Yep. It's a good change of pace between the two totally different styles. My next jersey, okay, we talked about that. They're going hard for the number 1. Yeah. Vita, how can you not like Devin White? The man's a beast. Me and Peter had differences of opinion on about Devin White at the number 5 pick, and boy, the Bucs made the right decision. Wolfpacks ran angry. Absolutely. Also want to spotlight how hungry Rojo was. Yeah, it's a shame he got called back on holding penalty on Tristan Wirfs. Go Bucks from California. Been a Bucks fan since the beginning. Born and raised in Newport Richie. Hey, it don't matter when you've been a fan, as long as you're a fan and you support the team. But that's awesome being there from the beginning. Was the best game plan for a second because they looked really good. Let them play physical. Sitting back and reading is really not their forte sometimes. When you let them be aggressive and everything, yeah, I let them be aggressive. That means that they play a lot better because that's their style. Because sitting back and trying to react and read works sometimes, and when you're getting a pass rush, but the pass rush wasn't really coming. So being more aggressive, getting Drew to hold the ball was such a better plan. And I know somebody asked about. I see your comment talking about Godwin. I mean, we could talk about Godwin too here in a second. People were talking about where were the locker room video for the team when the Bucks won. I do have that here. Did I load it up here? I can load it up the next time we get a little short break. But yeah, they celebrated in the locker room just like the Saints did in the Bucks locker room after that win, 38-3 win. The Bucks did the same thing in their locker room, but they wore masks, unlike the Saints. Johnny D, I'm so thrilled that Vita is back. He changes everything, more pressure, less time for Rodgers. The secondary can become far more aggressive. That is 100% accurate. And if you guys want to get on and talk, I'm going to put this link down here. We're not doing video, we do audio. You just close your mic off, your camera off, and just go on audio. I just posted the link in the description box if you guys want to get on and talk. Audio, you just jump on and talk audio. Just when you sign up on the thing, just turn your camera off and just do the audio. We can do that. I would use the Skype, but I just want everybody to hear each other clearly, and that's just the best way to do it. Why do extra when I can do it right through this app here, or this program here? So yeah, you want to talk to Carlton? Excuse me, I said Carlton Davis. Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, man, if he could have held on to that catch in the back of the end zone. I was sitting with Peter Blake of the Sports Web, and I kept seeing the safeties jump down when the tight end came across. And I told Peter, I said, you know what's going to happen next, right? They're going to run a post right over top of that. Sure enough, the very next play, Chris Godwin comes with that post in the back of the end zone. Sadly, he couldn't hold it on through the Calvin Johnson rule, and it was ruled incomplete. But let's bring somebody on. Like I said, we'll get people on here, and we'll talk about it. Johnny Dean's a professor. Johnny Dean, how you doing, sir? All right. Your mic's muted, Johnny. I don't know if you hit it, but there you go.
I hit it twice. It didn't catch the first time.
All right. Technology, right?
Yep. So how's it going, buddy? What do you think?
Wow, what a performance. The offensive line, again, I got to give props when props is due.
What do you think of that game plan, man? They completely changed everything they do.
You were aggressive. You didn't play sit back and wait. You got after people. You blitzed from all different angles. You did everything you did at the beginning of the season. Later on later on in the playoffs, and look what happens when you went back to what worked previously.
Well, you know what that does, right? I mean, what they did before worked for 11 games. But what it did was set the league on notice that, hey, we're not one-dimensional, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you do it in the playoffs. You break out those things. You break out that playbook that you've been holding in reserve for so long.
Yep, it's now or never. It's now or never with 2 games left. And then you get to play a team you're already familiar with. The Packers are kind of banged up a little bit, missing offensive linemen. The Buccaneers are too, but they look like they have a great rotation. I should have a breakdown of Stinney and how he did.
Stinney surprised the hell out of me, man.
It didn't shock me. He was very successful in Tennessee. He comes from a winning organization, so he knows what it takes to win. And he looked focused, and he's a gritty player. So I wasn't surprised, but I'll have a breakdown of that as well, of the offensive line in that game, because those guys need to be commended for doing what everybody thought was impossible.
100%. And my unsung player not just of that game, but since Vita Vea went out, is Dominican Sue. He stepped in and took care of that position with 74. He played 75% of the snaps, while the guys next to him were rotation, in and out, in and out, in and out. You know, he couldn't get any. You couldn't get any. And with Vita coming back, dude, it just brings me back to the days. Remember the first game with Aaron Rodgers?
Yep, the first game where they came out, thought they was going to dominate the Buccaneers early in the game. The Bucs took offense to them celebrating on the sideline and everything, and they never looked back after that.
You remember Sue's part in that game?
Oh yeah, he put a hurting on Rodgers.
Yeah, did that not remind you of the old days with Favre and Sapp?
Yes, it did with Buccaneers and the Green Bay. Yes, it did. And Sue has that rivalry with him playing in Detroit all them years, so they have a hatred for each other that has never gone away.
And with Vita coming back this week, hopefully, fingers crossed. I got a lot of hope for this game, man.
What was it Ron said? It's amazing to hear so many experts say how the Saints lost this game. Yeah, they lost it. A complete defensive effort won this game. Davis, White, SMB prevented the dink and dunk. The offensive line held strong. The run game stepped up. The Bucs won this game. The Saints did not give it away. And the refs tried everything in their power to help keep them in this game several times. Rob, that's a awesome post because that's true. They game planned for what the Saints like to do and took it away. You heard Devin White say it. There's nothing that Drew Brees did. We took away everything he wanted to do. They said when we got to him, that's called a game, executing a game plan. That's not the Saints lost the game. Yeah, they lost the game, but the Buccaneers out-coached you yesterday. You were out-coached yesterday, just like we were right on this program and said the Bucs were out-coached the last time they faced you. You were out-coached Sunday. You got outclassed and you got done in 4 turnovers by multiple players and you got beat. So mainstream media can make up whatever crap they want to make up and try to pamper the loss. They lost this game because they got beat.
Take the coaching out of it. Our players out-executed their players.
Yeah.
Their little intimidation factors did not work.
Nope. You matched intensity. Didn't we say that, Johnny? You matched the intensity, exactly. And they folded. They folded.
They crumbled like duck.
Yeah.
Paper champions.
and the best part is that they beat the Bucs twice in the season. Felt good. Rah, talked all that. Popped their gums so much. Yet again, you come into the playoffs and you choke again.
Yep. Well, somebody told me this morning that, hey, didn't Winston look really good in that play? I'm like, he did the same thing he always does. He looks good for one play, and then that's in a losing game. So kudos to Winston. He got to lose another game.
Well, when he threw that touchdown pass, I was just like, well, I said we're gonna have this conversation.
Hell, man, come on, dude. Hey, they had to load one side of the field to give Winston an opening big enough for he wouldn't throw an interception.
And then you left the guy wide open. You left the guy wide open in the thing. And I told Peter as soon as that play happened, I said, Peter, I ain't scared no more about this game. I said, if that's what you got to resort to score points. That says a lot. It says a lot right there that you got to go to gadget plays with this high-powered offense.
Yep, exactly. And that defense of theirs, they stood up for a while, but they were overmatched.
You said who was?
The defense of the Saints. They stood in there for a while, but they were overmatched.
Well, the key
overmatched.
Yep, and the key part, like you just said, was that you didn't put yourself in compromising situations on known passing downs. You mixed up. You ran when you passed, and you passed when you looked like you were going to run. You kept them guessing. That's what you got to do in the playoffs. You ran the ball successfully. Should have been more yards. Unfortunately, the Ronald Jones big run was called back on a holding call, or the rushing yards would have been a lot more, but they still rushed over 100 yards. Tom Brady executed flawlessly in this game.
Fournette had 60-something rushing and 40. What was it? 44.
Yeah, it was second in receiving. Yep. Cam Brady is the only one that beat him.
That was an amazing game, man.
You did everything that was necessary to win that game on all facets.
They compensated for everything that I thought that they was going to not compensate for. I thought the Saints were going to win by 3 points, but the Bucks compensated. They came in with a completely different plan, a look, and a different aggressiveness.
Yeah, I mean, when I was just watching that game, I like when I get the camera view. Misador said Winston had the highest QB rating in the playoffs ever. I was looking in their eyes. I was like, something's up. I said, Drew Brees I don't see that look in his eyes. I don't see the killer look in a few people's eyes. I think something's going on. I think Drew Brees was hurting in this game. He clearly could not get the ball where he wanted to on several throws. They were arid throws. They were behind. There was no zip on balls. So I think he was playing hurt when maybe the ribs were bothering him, and probably should have played Winston more, in my opinion. But he just looked out of it in this game. I don't know what you saw.
I saw him confused.
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't seen that before.
Nope.
You didn't, and he didn't understand the aggressiveness that the Bucks were bringing. Our receivers, man, had their defense gotten their defense's head for a change. You could see that frustration building up in them, and while our receivers are just walking away from the talk.
Oh yeah, I was saying, yeah, you're right, and it's controlled chaos. That's what I was saying too. Match the intensity, but keep your poise. It's all right the sugar honey iced tea talk and all that stuff, but don't get dumb penalties and things like that. Match the intensity by all means. I love watching Ryan Jensen shove people in the dirt as the whistle is going. I said, that's what you need right there. Show them you ain't no pushover. Show them that you're not going to be pushed around and put the foot on the throat and apply pressure. That's the attitude change. This playoff mode that they've turned into is was exactly what we were asking for, that they needed to do. Everything we asked for, they executed out there.
Well, the playoffs are a different beast, and they brought a different team.
And it pays having youth.
Yep.
Pays having youth.
Speaking of Jensen, when he took that guy out of bounds, and that good dude tried to start a little scuffle, I was thinking, oh boy, here we go. They're going to clear the benches, right? No, Jensen got up and walked back.
You could tell they were coached because Mike Evans wanted to grill Lattimore on that touchdown when Lattimore was like kick. You saw that we kicked him and he jumped up like you thought Evans was going to go to him. He walked away and celebrated. I said, these boys are focused. They're locked in. They are locked in, and you are not going to get them out that mode. And
Cook staring down, what's his name? Was it Godwin? He was staring down or trying to stare down?
You talking about the tight end? I think that was Whitehead.
Yeah, it was Whitehead. Yeah, Cook said they're trying to stare him down and stuff, and they
didn't bite.
Didn't work.
Didn't bite.
Nope.
Didn't bite. Them boys.
I was very proud of that team I saw yesterday. Very proud.
Oh, the punt coverage? Oh, yeah, that's about the only real X you can put on the day. I don't know what was up with that, but it needs to be addressed ASAP. But I will talk about
Mitchell got hurt in that, didn't he?
Yes, it's Sitchy.
Sitchy? Okay.
Out again. Not shocker. He's always been hurt since he's been here. Yeah, but otherwise it's special teams and the punt return, which should be addressed. I don't know why Rob Gronkowski is on that, by the way. That's a good point, too. We pointed that out, why the hell Rob Gronkowski is on punt return. But I digress. Suckup showed up as he always did. That's the best pickup this season. Ryan Suckup.
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead, Johnny. I'm just going to read through the comments. Go ahead.
I don't know what we're going to do with the special teams, but I ain't worried about the special teams right now. Nobody's going to beat us with their special teams. Sorry.
Yeah, that was another thing that Saints took advantage of too. There was good field position by the special teams on the first one. Otherwise than that, they had one good long drive at the beginning of the next half, and the Jameis Winston play before the halftime. I'm just scrolling through.
Although you take away that touchdown return, and it's a whole different game then too.
Yep. Now I'm just trying to get to the comments where I lost my spot at. Everybody.
Do you have any idea of what the time of possession was?
I can look at it if you give me a second. I was just gonna read through some of these. Breeze 19 of 34, 134 yards, a touchdown, and 3 INTs, and a monster passer rating. Sarcasm. 38.1. The Bucks played great over defense all day. Yeah, they didn't give away anything. The Saints didn't lose this game. The Bucks came in and took it. Exactly.
There you go,
James. Yep, you're right on it. You think we have the best young group in NFL right now? That's arguable, Jason. That's arguable right now. The way they've overcome adversity.
I can't think of a better group.
I can't think of a better group. Then Stinnie comes out. I can't wait to break this tape down on Stinnie to see how he played in this game. And then you got you guys coming in off the bench playing. Nobody knew where the hell Cameron Brate was for years, and he's shown up in 2 playoff games back to back. Leonard Fournette looked like iffy at one point of the year, and he's showing up and not running but receiving. It's just I don't know what I could say bad. Devin White is Devin White. Only thing I could ask for more is maybe Shaq Barrett gets some more sacks. Sean Murphy-Bunting has been criticized on social media and comes away with a beautiful interception on a heads-up play on Michael Thomas. I mean, everybody's producing.
Yep. I could ask for a little bit more out of Jamal Dean, but Jamal Dean played a steady game yesterday.
Not getting your name called is a bad thing, and not a bad thing. That means you're doing your job. And what's the one thing they used to always get played by corners. They were like, "Oh, well, he doesn't have any receptions." Like, yeah, they're not throwing at him. That's what happens.
Right.
I'm getting this time of possession. I remember that used to be an argument. I think it first started with Nadim Asamoah with the Oakland years ago. I know you remember him, where he started where the island thing came, and then Revis came along shortly after that. Then the Revis Island thing. Time of possession was damn near close, Johnny. Buccaneers 31-31. Saints 28-29.
That's a good game.
That's a good game. That's almost dead even time of possession. Crazy, right?
Yep. That means ball control.
Dead even. Saints also played dirty, trying to bait guys like Jensen, who can be hot-headed. After every play, this team kept their composure, and the Saints got frustrated. That is the key part. Like we and Johnny just said, they had every opportunity to fire back. They did not, and that just shows you how much coaching this team. Devin White said it best in that interview. Funny how things could look different from one year to another. Your opinion, Johnny?
Exactly, man. Hell yeah. And this team ain't done, dude. There's a perfect mixture of youth and age on this team. That the age, some of those guys are going to be gone, but they'll be replaced. This is an exciting time to be a Buck fan for everybody. Should be.
I mean, yeah, they've gone through so much misery after all these years. No direction, head coaching changes, quarterback changes. You finally get some stability here, and lo and behold, look where you're at. Misadora Marpet was not having dudes punching Fournette. You gotta love that. No way. If you played football before, Misadora, Johnny as well. Ain't no way I'm finna stand there and let you try to skullduggery one of my guys, and I'm not doing anything about it. No way.
Especially if you're an offensive lineman, man. They take that personally.
Yeah, no way. I'm gonna be all in your grill or you can push you on the ground. Misador told you guys Bray would have a good game. He had to, because if Gronk is blocking, he's got to show up.
That's the one disappointment yesterday. I was hoping Gronk would get that touchdown pass.
One just an inch away. Like Al Pacino said, this game is a game of inches. 1/2 step too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. It's the inches we need are everywhere around.
They got next week. They'll break that record next week.
Yep, they got another game, fortunately. And they got Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith coming on the edges. They seem to handle that well. Donovan Smith should be okay against Zadarius. He's more of a bull rusher than a speed rusher. But right now, I've got nothing negative to say about Donovan Smith. If you're watching this, I take back all the things I said about regular season Donnie. I'm loving this playoff Donnie.
Absolutely, man. Misador even broke that down. Donovan Smith is playing out of his mind right now.
I mean, he's playing healthy. He had a banged up, I think it was an ankle. I don't think it was a knee. I think it was an ankle. And then he's coming out just doing everything he needs to do. Execution. Then Wirfs is worse. And then everybody else on the offensive line is just Aaron Unisix. He took Kappa out, was like nothing. It was just a lateral movement. It wasn't backwards.
They're opening up them gaps, man. I love that. I think I saw a screen pass successful screen pass that was played yesterday too.
The Goblin was almost gone. I was like, Peter was like, how did he fall? I was like, the lineman grabbed his shoe at the last second, or he was off to the races. Tim Witherspoon, they didn't know what to do when they punched him in the face. No, you matched their intensity and stared adversity right in the face. They folded, man. They folded. Go to comments. Would told you that we were playing against the refs too. Oh man, there was some questionable calls in that, Christopher. Oh God Almighty. It's plain and simple. Our boys wanted it more. Misador told you guys, Brady. Okay, I saw that one. The Saints' game plan was to run their mouth. They do that a lot. I noticed their Twitter's quiet.
Yeah, it's not just their Twitter, man. All the NFC South trash talk groups are minus the Saints today for some reason. They dominated the groups. They dominated the groups on during the week, but they really went quiet today for some reason.
Sick day, man. Sick day. Personal day. GB 101 on YouTube. Taysom Hill was out. Was very significant loss for the Saints. Rojo and Fournette need to keep pounding and bouncing to the outside. Yeah, Taysom Hill was they couldn't run power a lot, but they still kind of got their short yardage with quarterback sneaks. So I mean, I don't know how much that would have really changed it, because a lot of it was just Breeze making bad decisions and throwing picks. So I don't really know if Taysom Hill would have played that much into that.
The main loss in that was that you noticed that the only trick play they really had was that Winston thing. And usually there's like 4 or 5 trick plays in a Saints game.
Yeah, true. And then Taysom Hill's and a bunch of it running tight end and all this other stuff. You don't beat playoff. Brady doesn't lose playoff games, close playoff games. Misador, was that worst holding penalty? Was that his first? Might have been, Johnny. I mean, Tim, might have been.
I don't remember worse for getting called on hold any other time.
Mike G, new sub. Haven't seen this channel before, but we salute you too, Mike. You can follow me on my social media, Blake Anthony 49, Twitter, YouTube, all of them. They're on there. Just Blake Anthony 49. I'm the only one. Misador, Tim Witherspoon. I don't believe so. 14th conference final for Brady. Next guy has 7. Yeah, ridiculous, right? Sammy, ridiculous, right? 14th conference final.
That's crazy, ain't it?
That's crazy. And still playing at this level.
14 years, let alone conference finals.
And the only person close to that is like LeBron James. And that's basketball.
Right?
No wonder them two follow each other. Always thinking the old man jokes to each other.
Green Bay don't have the defense they don't have the Saints defense at all.
No, not that pass rush.
And their offensive line is not as strong as the Saints. So
especially with your right tackle out.
Yep. So with I've got a lot better feeling, especially with Vay coming back, man. Vay, you do, but most people do not know what Vay brings to that game. Vay brings that pass rush, man. Him taking up 3 people and 2 people at a time.
Huge difference.
That line right up, man.
Huge difference.
And the more pass rush you get, more pressure you get, the more aggressive your secondary is going to play, because they don't have to cover for so long.
Exactly. They can be even more aggressive. Absolutely. Mike G saying exactly what you just said, Johnny. I think we can dominate their defense. This will be an entirely different game.
Absolutely.
GB 101, the capital replacement played well, stayed off the radar. If your number's not called, usually means you're playing well. Peyton didn't have the fortitude to switch QBs, even though he should have. I agree, Misador. There was something up with Drew Brees. What you think about that, Johnny?
Yeah, but he was playing as well as he played before, so he wasn't playing lights out anytime this year. None.
Yeah, I guess you got to pick. Yeah, you're right. He wasn't really like lighting it up like he used to 300 yards passing. Yeah, you're right. He used to throw bombs a lot.
Yeah.
You're right. He used to throw a lot of bombs the Jimmy Graham era.
Yep.
Who saw Devin straight arm? Oh God, I looked at that. Thomas looks like a bouncer chucking the drunk a-hole out of the club.
Devin White was doing his what's the Titans running back name?
Oh, Derrick Henry. He did. He gave the Derrick Henry stiff arm. He sure did. I wouldn't even call that stiff arm. It was a punch. It was like he assaulted him needs to go. That is a charge. That is a charge. Oh. And the receiver said, "The hell with that shit." He's, I'm running out of bounds. That's a freight train coming. Choo choo.
Man, that was fun. I would have loved to have seen Devin play last week.
It's all right. He saved his legs. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Saved his legs. Gabriel D. Smith answered the playoff call, and he's still continuing to answer it. That's why I'm giving him love. Peter calls me out for it, but I said I have to be fair. He's playing well. I got to show love too. I can't be biased. Well, I can, but I choose not to. Tim Witherspoon, I love how Jensen walked back to the huddles and just walked through all the opponents like they weren't there. Yep. That's me and Johnny we're talking about.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, Rob is there to block the edge. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. He's not selfish. He doesn't care about getting the ball. He cares about getting a win, and that's what's most important. If they need you to block, then so be it. And they found a great combination to mix Rob Gronkowski in with blocking and helping block down, and having Donovan help block on the D tackles when needed in certain protections, and it's been working. So if it's not broke, don't fix it.
That goes back to that record, man. I saw Brady try to force the ball to him 3 times yesterday to get that record, and he's got to let go of that and let it happen naturally. He's the one that preaches let it come naturally, right?
You're right. He tried to get it for but Brady loves all his players and wants to see them get accolades. He loves them too much, but they love to win more. Oh my God, the catch! Yes,
that catch, man. Oh,
somebody said that in here. I was waiting to get to it because man, that catch was insane. And then the way he held it, where it wasn't even close to touching the ground, the way he torqued his body and got the ball away from the ground.
He's got to be a contortionist, man. Yeah. I don't know how he did that without dislocating the hip.
Yep, and I said, man, whoever his yoga instructor is, definitely send her this way and send her right over to Sports Talk 49. Because the way he moves his body, man, is just amazing. The young rook always finding a way to come up big when they need him, because Antonio Brown's getting an MRI on his knee. He definitely came in and stepped up. He went from 81 to 18. So, yeah, he definitely made an Antonio Brown-like catch on the sidelines there.
It looked like they were going to have to drag Antonio Brown off the field, man.
Oh, you saw he didn't want to go. He's like, hell no. He said, at least like Levante David here, what Gabriel says, he want all the smoke, especially after the first one. Dominique, what's going on? Jason, yeah, we need to worry about special teams. Yeah, it needs to be addressed. I'm just glad the special teams is not the kicking department. So, I mean, that's what happened on the punt returns is a little easier to fix than the kicking. I was trying to say. The way this team ran the ball, you have to feel good about the week coming into Green Bay. Yep, and it's going to be nothing like the Saints defense.
We'll get off of here, man, and let some of these viewers get in here because they got a lot to say, and they don't want to listen to my old ass.
You're the Professor Einstein on there. Appreciate you coming on, Johnny, as always. You're always welcome back.
All right, later, bud.
Yep. Johnny Dean, everybody. And if you're just tuning in, Sports Talk 49 live on bucksport.com every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Follow me on any of my social media pages. I'll probably do some giveaways soon here, especially with the playoffs coming up. I'll tell you what, if the Buccaneers go to the Super Bowl, I'll give away something nice. I got some stuff to give away up there. I got some stuff. Give away for some followers, and then we'll do a drawing. I already gave away gold coins and a flag and all those guys. I'm not sure if they're watching today. You guys can answer in the comment section. Let them know what you got. So it's cool. Let me see where we're at. The way they ran the ball. NHL game final score, Columbus Blue Jackets 4-1, Detroit Red Wings. We're going to get into hockey, Dominique. I sure enough do talk about hockey, and I'll talk about basketball too. Right now, these guys want to hear about Vita Vea, Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the playoffs, and NFL. Gabriel, we are answering the playoff calls. Absolutely. Angel Johnson, off topic. Who do you think is more beautiful, Alicia Keys or Holly Berry? I choose Alicia. That is a tough one, Angel, but if you had to ask me, oh, man, that's tough, man. Whew. I have to go with Holly. There's some of the – I guess I've just seen more of her than Alicia. I've seen Alicia before. I like both very much, but I think I have to go with Holly. I don't feel like coming on, Blake. I'm tired. All good, man. It's all good. Have you heard about Vita Vea on Bleacher Report possibly coming back? I actually said that, Russell. I said that on Twitter weeks ago, around when he first went down. I wanted to look at and see what the longevity of the injury was. And I originally predicted, I'm going to retweet it off of my own page. I originally predicted wild card weekend. I actually predicted wild card weekend for Vea to come back with that injury in a time frame. And actually, they're not too far off. They're here at the NFC Championship game, 2 games later from that. And here he is practicing Wednesday. So that's great. Tim Witherspoon, this is a hungry and still getting better every week. Russell Weeks, I don't know how much truth there is on Bleacher Report, but it says, yes, he's designated practice Wednesday. It's very true. I'm going to see if I can find some more insight on that guy. Guys, if you're not following me, just follow me on social media on Blake Anthony 49, especially on Twitter or any of them. I'll try to give you guys updates. And if you have questions, by all means, message me. Musador, he's enforcing his blocks as opposed to catching them. Yep, that is the key part, Musador. Russell, this report just came out. Yep, that's why we're over here talking about it. Everyone plays better for Brady. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip it. Leroy, with D. Smith playing so well. More comments jumped in. D. Smith playing so well. Who can we keep? Smith, Godwin, or David? I'm sure they're going to try to figure out a way to keep them all. I know they would probably like to keep Sue again if he could play and if he's healthy. With some people, there's going to have to be some cuts somewhere. And if these guys are going to want to play with Brady. And when you play with Brady, you're going to get roster cuts. The tripping on JPP was the best penalty ever. Absolutely. I said there at the location we were at the Deck Bar and Grill, Isla del Sol, with Cedric Robinson in the gang. It's the best penalty. I said, you take a 5-yard tripping penalty or you give up a big run. You decide. Same thing on pass interference. If a DB knows he's beat, hold the receiver. I said, well, you get a penalty or you give up a touchdown. Gabriel, I hate to change the subject, but I just saw Vita Vea. You're not changing the subject. That's part in the subtitle. Vita Vea could return. He's practicing Wednesday, and he could be ready to rock and roll Sunday. Yes, that's true. Gabriel Reeves, 100%. Will practice Wednesday. Yep, I appreciate you guys informing him. It's funny that Peyton had to steal a play. Yep. I know you mentioned suck up already, but I'm a sofa king. Happy we have a stud kicker this year. Yes, it's very good that we have a stud kicker this year. Carnell Bruno, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Arcaden, Misador, we have to pound the rock. Green Bay forecast calls windy, but still little to no snow. That's perfect. That means you can still throw the ball. I'm hoping we get the same pressure on Rodgers last time. Me too. You have Vea back as well. I was so happy and excited last night. I couldn't even sleep. They were on fire. Absolutely. Came up big when they needed to. Russell Weeks, sorry, trying to get an update on Vea. I guess we'll know more. I guess when it comes closer to Wednesday, with it being Monday, you'll hear from Antonio Brown's MRI. You get a lot of updates a little past Monday. Thomas got contied. Yes, he did. The strep fumble off Cook returned the tie. Yes, it did. It's still a momentum. They were driving that drive, and that strip fumble helped out. Devin White doing Derrick Henry impersonations. Absolutely, it was an assault. It was a punch. Winfield changed the momentum with that play. Definitely. Winfield Jr.'s absolute draft steal. Yep. I think the trick play with Winston pissed off our D, and they said, hell no. I hope so. Anything you can do to get motivation is definitely important in the game. Put D. White at fullback and let's go. I would rather play linebacker than take extra shots, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. Nothing better than that. Great defense last night. We looked good. We looked great. Tyler Johnson catch was Lynn Swan. Lynn Swan used to do the pirouette all the time because he took those ballet classes. But yes, he's very nimble with his body, Misador. And I got it. Awesome. Thank you. I'm not sure if I said this or yet, but Mike Edwards needs more playing time. Not sure about that. He comes up big when known passing downs. I think we had this with Peter Blake's former co-host former co-host Sean Sports Don said the same thing. He comes up big on known passing downs and he jumps routes really well. But to say to be a full-time starter down there, I don't think he fits the box safety as much as Whitehead and Winfield does. So that's why I think he only comes in on known passing downs. So it's a good mixture. but I wouldn't say he full-time starter. This team right now will more likely take a team-friendly contract to stay at least as long as they continue to show out. I agree. Shaq and JPP are going to feast with Vita back just in time. We need him now. Yes, we do. Is Vita Vea practicing this week? Smoke? Yep, Wednesday. I wouldn't be surprised if J.J. Watt tries to come to Tampa. It's very possible with the – I'm going to look more into it. With the aura of the team going, Tom Brady and J.J. Watt want to play for a winner, it's very possible he could step right in here and take a team-friendly contract. Vita can come back this week, Blake said. Yep, this week, Wednesday, as a matter of fact. Hopefully send White on some blitzes too. They can handle that at some point, getting them the heat on Rodgers crucial, hopefully pop up and turn over too. Yeah, they blitzed Breeze with the middle linebacker blitz, Paul, and I believe they're going to do the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Oops, I don't want to miss anybody. Man, oh man, that's scary if he can't at least be 70%. Absolutely. Mr. Dora Johnny, no. Rob Morgan, I could see Rodgers moving around a lot on his feet, especially if we kept the run check. Adams will get his plays, but we need to keep Tanya in check as the tight ends have faced decent as of late. Yep, I agree with that. What about AB? We'll find out later. He's getting an MRI on his knee, but if he can go, he's going to go. Jason Reynolds, MRI today. Guys are on top of it, man. Who you want to start this week, Fournette or Rojo? If you're asking me, Smoke, you put me on the spot. Smoke's bringing all the smoke. I'd say you go with Rojo, get him going early, and then, of course, mix in Leonard Fournette back. I mean, I kind of like what they did, but if you're just asking to start, I wouldn't mind seeing Rojo getting the start. Devin White looks like Marshawn Lynch with ball in his hands. Yeah, he did. It was just like, it's just you could see the mean face on his face, even when he had a helmet on. It was just insane, the pick, and a great read, great coaching. That's what happens when you study film. Both. I like that. I already know what he's talking about, backs. White speed really is a huge benefit when Rodgers gets rolling around. He closes lightning quick, and Rodgers don't want that smoke. You don't want that hit like who was a quarterback that was scrambling and took a big shot? Carr. He don't want that smoke that Carr got from Devin White run of 20 yards back like a choo-choo freight train. Starter is the person who takes the first snap. I still think Fournette gets more touches. Yeah, the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing. I like Fournette engaged early, but he seems to play better. Rojo came in hot off the bench. Yeah, I wish stuff wouldn't have got called back on a Fugazi holding penalty, but it's kind of crazy. And if you're just tuning in, it's a Sports Talk 49 live on Bucs Report every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Monday doing post-game, Friday doing pregame. Check that out when I do the pregame breakdown of the Green Bay Packers, seeing what they've done since the last time the Bucs played them and break down some of the successes they had against Rodgers and the things like that. Of course, with the addition coming back of Vita Vea practicing Wednesday, it's going to be very interesting to see how these things progress and move forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing all that. Do you think Bulls will have the same game plan again? Possibly. They're going to try to do the same things that worked last time, and they're going to try to incorporate it this time. How is Rojo doing with his injuries? Looked fine to me. The hand is the hand, but the quad looked great. He was still explosive. I think Rodgers might be a little worried about this week. No cap. I think he is too. Smoke, again, coming with the fire. If there's smoke, there's fire. And smoke is definitely bringing in the comment section. With that being said, I'm going to take a short break, get something to drink. I know you're talking about all these head coaches. The head coaches, the Saints, the Saints. 49ers coach comes over and takes over the Jets head coaching position over there. And that's going to be a huge culture change over there. And New York Jets, especially them coming off with the second overall pick, if Trevor Lawrence is there or Justin Fields, and Justin Fields just declared for the draft, and he's slated as the number 3 overall player. Interested to see what happens with that. Urban Meyer taking over the Jags, Bucs beating the Saints in round 3. So much going on here. Let me get to these comments right here. That stiff arm to the face of Thomas from Murphy Bunting pick was perfect. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Isadora Jesse Golston with the quad. I'm not sure. He is on electro stem units and heat treatment. Say Black. What are you saying, Blake? We beat them. Yeah, you sure did. I have a lot of I like having Fournette with his hands in those 44 in those plays. 44 receiving yards, and the back is nice and adds a lot on the offense. All around good team. Yep. Who was that? Ronald Brown. Yep, you're right. Roland Brown. Excuse me. White's the one who took out the returner for the Saints. That was a big play in the game. Blew him up on a little swing pass, I believe. Yeah, I saw that too. Gave him a concussion, took him out. White laid the wood on him. Devin had broken, or I think it was broken, if I'm not mistaken. I have to take it back to get the exact details, Chilwell. But lo and behold, he's practicing Wednesday. So you guys check out this interview I had with Jets wide receiver Vyncint Smith, with the changes they got coming in New York. And I just want to get a drink here. Mouth getting kind of parched, and I'll let you guys listen to it. Vyncint with Jacob Charnell, who's also on the Bucks Report from Hard Count Football Podcast, and listen what he's got to say. Vyncint Smith, wide receiver of the Jets currently.
My name is Vyncint Smith, wide receiver for the New York Jets, number 17. I just completed my third season, mostly riddled with a adductor injury. Had surgery in the preseason. Worked a lot to come back from it. A lot this season. I think I got about to 90% back to full strength. And played 2 seasons with the Jets. Played my first season with the Texans.
What did you see from Sam this season, and what was it like playing with him?
I agree. He's a quarterback, I think, that has a lot of raw talent too, and he makes a couple of throws that you don't see from a lot of other quarterbacks either. He's a very cool, calm, and collected guy. I think he has a high ceiling. I think just someone needs to help him tap into it. But I mean, the touch on his ball is unseen. It just kind of like kisses your hand when it hits your hand. And he makes plays with his feet too. He's a little hard to sack, and I think he just needs help hitting that next level.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. How would you feel about maybe bringing in a guy like Allen Robinson or a Kenny Galladay next year to help out that wide receiver group?
I even say having Brashad and Jameson here, still with us having a young team, having those older guys helps. Especially a young guy like Mims, he wants to see someone who's played for a long time, learn from him. I even talked to Demarius a couple times this season, like, hey, man, we got this young rookie. He needs to see a superstar and learn how superstars handle, being a rookie receiver. But I think that'll help him out a lot. And just kind of growing a little bit and learning the nuances and just being a professional overall. But definitely having an older guy who's made a lot of plays, like I said, I think it helps the rookies and the young guys like Mims the most.
How much do you think, having a guy like Joe Flacco in there has helped Sam Darnold to continue to learn the game and develop into that quarterback that we want to see him become?
It helped a lot. Joe Flacco, him and Sam are very different quarterbacks, and even practicing with them, Joe will make this throw first and Sam will make a different throw first. But I think having that contrast really helps Sam out and help him to see the game in more of a veteran-like way. Joe's won Super Bowls. He's played for years now, and I think Joe is one of the best things that happened to Sam.
So how would you say you are right now with the recovering from your injury? Where are you at right now? Are you good to go? You 100%? You going to come out there and be that number one they need?
Right now, I think I'm about 90%,
If I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit right here, who's faster, you or Brashad Perriman?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a tough one. We haven't had a chance to race this season, but I'm gonna go with me. Last year, if you were with me and Robbie, I'd have said me. If we were asked who was faster between Will and I, that's a question I don't think I could answer.
This team so far, how much have you talked to Joe, and can you talk a little bit about how he is as a guy and a general manager?
As a guy, he trusts his players that he brings in. They clearly have a direction with how they're trying to go on a roster, keeping it young, and like you said, they've accumulated a lot of good young talent. I think we continue on this direction, and they decide on who our head coach will really excel. And like I said, he has a lot of trust in this roster, and they've done a lot this past year to kind of put us in a great position to be successful for years to come.
Do you have any head coaching candidates? Because you guys are bringing in Robert Saleh today for a second interview. Do you have any guys that you specifically want to see come into as the next head coach, or is that kind of something that's not really up to you?
I mean, it's not up to me, but me being me, and you watch Chiefs offense and how they spread the ball around. And see Coach Bieniemy come in and be one of the candidates. It's exciting.
I mean, for sure. Did the culture really? I mean, I don't know how much you want to speak on it. Did the culture really change a whole lot? Because I saw Jamal Adams was really upset around the beginning of the year and was advocate on social media and everything like that. And then, of course, the trade to Seattle and things like that. Was turmoil there really that bad at that point, or was it just him?
I won't say it's just him. I think we had to find our identity as a whole team, as a whole roster. Even losing Jamal, he's a ball of energy and excitement. He kind of gets guys ready to go, and he brings that excitement himself. So, but we had to kind of create our new identity, find who we are as a team.
He's a legend. I mean, he's great. What's it like working with a legend like Hines Ward, specifically at the receiver group?
He demands the best out of you on everything. He was great at blocking. So whether it's catching the ball, whether it's blocking, whether it's running the right route at the right depth, don't be a half yard off. If you're a half yard off, you're 2 yards off. Just to let you know, he sees it, but he doesn't miss much anything. He's very sharp himself. He knows the plays, he knows the routes, he knows why we're trying to do plays. So they demand but nothing but the best out of us. Whether we're a young receiver room or we have 10 veterans, they expect us to be some of the best in the game, and that's how they definitely coach us.
Of that, Jacob, I see you had something.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the biggest story I think this offseason with the Jets is going to be what they're going to do with that number 2 pick in the draft. Is there something specific? Would you like to see them maybe draft Justin Fields, or do you think, or a Penei Sewell, or do you think that would be more beneficial to the team to maybe trade the pick and load up on assets? What would you want to see the team do?
That's a tough one.
He's GM. You're GM today, Vince.
I'm GM today.
You're GM today.
GM for the day. That's it.
GM for the day.
It's hard to pass it with the number 2 pick to basically decide on whoever you want. But then again, you can get a later first round pick, a couple more seconds. So I think it's the choice if they want to pad up the roster a little bit more, or if they have that one guy in mind that'll really turn us over.
So I'm happy for him. And what was it like playing under Bill O'Brien?
He's a fiery guy. He pushes emotion into a lot, as a lot of people comment. But as a head coach, he's good. Offensive wise, our offense was pretty diverse, and you knew how to spread the ball around, especially when we were going. And we had a lot of personnel and a lot of stuff that we were well prepared for in games to help us succeed, especially with Deshaun as a QB.
Yeah, for sure.
I see the messages. JJ Watt's been really vocal, more than he's ever been, especially about the team out there in Texas. Do you think he hangs it up at the end of this year? There's a lot of questions. He might hang it up, or you think he possibly goes to a championship team that he thinks that might play in the championship?
I don't think he'll hang it up this year. I know he's a pretty determined guy, and I think he'll either give it another try here or go somewhere where they have a chance to win the big game.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of that, I mean, this whole thing going on now with Deshaun and that whole situation with the Texans, you're hearing it too. Do you think he ends up requesting a trade from the Texans? Do you think he forces his way out? And I mean, I've heard everything. I mean, the one team that we've heard is Miami, and I do not want him in the division. I would like him to stay in the AFC South. Do you think that Deshaun does end up forcing his way out of Houston because of what's going on right now? Because they have done him dirty on some of these things that I'm hearing.
And the cap situation is really what the problem is. It's the cap as well.
Right.
Yeah, I think, I guess depending on how talks go with the front office and managers, I think that kind of decides. But he's a smart guy. He knows what's going on. I think eventually he'll do what's best for him. I don't think anybody on earth is upset with him doing what's best for him.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. Could you, if Jets fans are obviously not necessarily, I don't think we're as worried as a lot of people are, because we think that this team can turn around and get it done. What is your message to Jets fans who, are worried about the future of this team?
I think it's don't worry, you're in good hands with Joe Douglas and the front office. They obviously have a direction we're going into, and I think next season will be a lot of upside. Whether we make it to the playoffs or not. We are in a tough division with the Bills and Miami and the Patriots, but I think we're going to be a real contender for years to come.
I completely agree.
I like how you mentioned the Patriots. Like, oh yeah, and the Patriots. So Tom Brady's not there anymore. Vyncint, for the last thing, this is all about you. This part here. What is your message about Vyncint Smith in 2021 season? What do you want to tell everybody about you? What's going to happen next year?
I'm gonna be 100% ready to go, locked in, ready to make plays, as I did my rookie and my sophomore season. I know I have a big upside, and I'm excited to put it on the field. It's gonna be a big year.
As he said, it's going to be a big year. Looking forward to watching the Jets, Bucks play them next year. Looking forward to go out and see Vyncint out there in New York and checking them out and see what they got going on. Bucks will be traveling there in 2021. So we'll go get some insight from him when now that comes around. But right now, Vita Vea is coming back to the team, practicing Wednesday. Buccaneers beat the Saints on the round 3 matchup. And it looks like we all got all the time that we needed today after a 4-11. I'll see you guys Friday. I got a lot of tape to break down on the next upcoming matchup against the Green Bay Packers in the Lambeau Field. Tampa Bay, Super Bowl MVP. That would be, if he gets there, I think Devin would be Super Bowl MVP. As I'm sure if he plays like he played in that game in the Super Bowl, I wouldn't doubt. Since 140 tackles and 9 sacks aren't good enough to make the Pro Bowl, aren't good enough to make All-Pro, I guess Super Bowl MVP is good enough. You can't win anything else with stats. Fred Warner's a good linebacker, but did he put up the numbers Devin White put up? So if you could put up those numbers and still not make the Pro Bowl, still not make All-Pro, what does it take to make those? Oh, you got to be liked. You got to be on a team somebody likes. You got to be on the big brands like Steelers and Green Bay and San Fran, I guess. New York Giants. Jets, big market teams. If that's how that works, then they need to change the name from Pro Bowl to Big Market Bowl. Change the name. Oh, I agree. Stunting about Pro Bowl is useless. People have heard my opinion. I don't care about it anymore because if he cannot make the Pro Bowl with them stats, then your system is flawed. Clearly, or just tell people. The Pro Bowl is for the fans. Enough said. That tells me right there you need to be marketed and people need to like you off your likeness. That's different. If you want to say that they make the Pro Bowl because they played well, because that's the misconceptions everybody has. You think you're making the Pro Bowl because they're playing good and they make the Pro Bowl when clearly it's not. That players make the Pro Bowl and didn't play it down the entire season. Now, All-Pro, I want to see how that's voted in. I want to see the top 100 because I promised y'all when all that came out that the top 100 you will at least see 4 Buccaneers players from the defense on there because that, my friend, is voted from the players and the coaches. And watch how different it is. Watch how different it is from those two. Watch how different it is because the people who are going to be voting on that got common sense. It ain't voted because, oh, he signed jerseys for me. Oh, he has a Wheaties commercial. Oh, it's interesting. Life. And what's perceived as good and what's perceived. Yeah, you're right. Speaks for itself. You're right. But that's all the time I got. I got lots of videos to get out for you guys. I got Devin White breakdown. I've got Aaron Stinney breakdown, offensive line breakdown. So I got all that stuff for you guys coming up because that's who I am. Now I'm going to give that. Make sure you guys follow me on Blake Anthony 49 so I can get all that information out to you. And share it when you get it. And as always, like, follow Bucks Report on bucksreport.com. Check out the deck check out the deck bar and grill at Isa del Sol, Cedric Robertson, the game. First class place. Don't miss out on that. And we'll end this as we always do. You're the master with everything you do with your life. What you can do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you guys. God bless. And as always, fire those cannons.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes for the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now. We can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
What the man you will fight for? Just everything you got today. Not because of the scoreboard, but because when this game ends, you will have a brother to call for life. Knowing you gave everything you had. And I'm going to make the play or I'm going to watch the play be made. It's simple. Fight your fight. It's our fight to fight.
Talking about this matchup, I couldn't wait to get here, and I can't wait to watch this game unfold.
Round 3, why not?
I'm still bullish on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I really am.
They knocked us down.
And tonight is, I don't want to say it's the worst, but it's pretty bad.
But we ain't been knocked out yet. So how we're gonna respond? Let's set up, because we taking this fight the distance.
Highly anticipated. It's NFL royalty that we get a chance to watch.
Every man out here tonight got a pivotal role in this game right here. You focus on your job, you dominate.
We got the chair ride on the floor to the beat, yeah, they playing your song.
Brady's going to keep and take it in for the touchdown. Here's a
Sound of them belly boys in the cut, in the ride. Tell them boys get live. Yeah, we coming through. Everybody better move.
See, it's about a mindset.
Give me all you got, man. This bigger than the playoffs. We need to set a standard. We work first. Always. We strike first.
I was saying, see that dude, man. I said, all right.
Man, we at the on the floor to the beat, yeah, they playing your song.
The ball was out and Tampa Bay has
it. Lay it all out there on the line. Tampa Bay, let's get live.